Thanks to those joining me live and to those that be joining me on archive. D-Style Boxing. Here I'm being joined by the one and the only Manny Marrero. How you doing, Manny? How's it going, brother?
Beeble! I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you inviting us here on the show. Anytime we talk about boxing, that's just gets excited. My day goes out real quickly. I'm like, I'm ready.
Exactly. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to talk the sport of boxing. All right, Dragon Style here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, with Manny in Vivo Marrero. Check out Long Live Boxing. Subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. You could even go to longliveboxing.com. They made it easy for you. You can go visit the website. All that good stuff. A lot to talk about tonight. Let's just get this one. Let's go ahead and get this one started. Manny, what did you make of the performance of Jesse Bam Rodriguez? What you make of his performance, man, against Sor Rungvisai, the Rat King?
Oof. Impressive, amazing. I mean, what other words can I just put this into context, right? He did something that no one's ever done yet. Not even Chocolatito, not even Gallo Estrada. None of these guys have ever stopped the Rat King the way he did. And I don't want to hear the Rat King's done and this and that, because he still has a lot. I mean, if you think about this, some of these guys that are fighting within the 110 to 126, there's a lot of excitement. And right now, 115 to 122, that middle right there. I mean, this is where everything's at right now. Little kids, that's fine. I get it. They don't get a lot of promotions. They don't make that big bucks unless you're unified or if you're a prime fighter or something like that. But it's about time to show some love to these kids. And, I tell you what, it's just very impressive. Last two fights with Bam Rodriguez, Carlos Cuadras has been a guy that, only person to knock him out was, El Gallo Estrada, right? And, and then he comes up and take some round base. So, I mean, this is just amazing. And I think right now, everything aligned for him at this weight division, 115 pound, it's gonna be fantastic. I mean, it's just listen. Don't underestimate these guys. The super flyweights, man, there's a lot of competition. We haven't even talked about Josh Franco, Chocolatito Roman, and then you got some other guys that also hold title that he can actually really kind of clean them up. And I'm sure we're gonna talk a little bit about that later on. But man, amazing. Listen, one last thing. There's something that I've heard over and over and over, and us that were media here in the Dallas and in the Texas area, we feel that this kid is something special. All my media friends, shout out to all of them that were down there grinding, making it happen, showing us behind the scenes stuff, very cool interviews. That was fantastic, man. And they say it, this kid is something special. Family is destined to into success. Everyone in there, and they're just living it right now. So I'm going to take that word. I took that word, and I'm going to really solidify this is a special kid growing up and in the spotlight, which is great.
Especial. You know what I mean? Like that. That's what he is, man. How's it going, Bruce Goss?
Salute, brother. Style. Salute, Manny. From last weekend, all I got to say is
he's
back.
That's right. That's right.
Love it.
Absolutely, man. Look at that.
Manny, how you doing, my brother?
I'm good, Gus. It's always great to see you guys.
Same here, thanks for the invite, man. I was out in the kitchen. I was putting some clean bong water in, getting myself a nice fresh glass of A2O. I heard you went out. Shit, man, I don't want to miss this show. Let me get in there and cooking, bro. You don't mind if I smoke while I'm here, do you, my brother?
No, not at all. Not at all. Smoking, drinking aloud, for sure.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
And shout out to...
So what's up, man? What it's so cool to come in here and talk real boxing with some real people, bro. It really is, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, of course, we're talking about the bite size, no king size tonight, but we're talking about the little guys. Bam Rodriguez, I'm sure you saw his performance against Sor Rungvisai. What you make of it? What you think?
D-Style, I said last week that I kind of lost feeling with the little guys. There's just so many names and so many titles and this and that because, see, when I first got into boxing, the heavyweights got me there. But, bro, there was a spark. There was a fight called the Battle of the Z Boys. I don't know if you guys remember that, man. That was Carlos Zarate, Alfonso Zamora back in 1978 or so. And
I wasn't even born.
Fucking West Coast went wild. They're throwing cherry bombs in the ring. I mean, there was the mariachi bat. There was it was a war, bro. And it's something where it made the cover of Ring magazine. It was one of those things where it kind of got me to liking those lighter weights. And bro, I mean, I went through the Wilfredo Gomez's and the Lopez, and I mean so many great fights. I could go on and on. And Chacon, oh bro, I mean it's just a million of them that I lived. And now I'm starting to get that excitement again because Saturday night, bro, we saw some good shit, man. And this Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez, he showed me footwork. I mean angles, shit that I hadn't seen from a 22-year-old kid, and he just treated Rungvisai like he was an old man. It's like, you're in my way, bro. It's like, you want to hit me? Oh, you missed me. Pow, 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 pow. I mean, it was a beautiful display of youthful aggression. And man, I'm gonna watch this kid, bro. I looked at the possible opponents, the possible matchup, and there's so many of them. But boxing today with the business of boxing, and managers and promoters crossing the street. I don't know if the fights are going to get made, man, but Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez will definitely be here.
No, 100%. And I want to show everybody what Bam Bam Rodriguez was doing in that ring. It's almost he left these all over the ring. I mean, they were all over the place for the Rat. And I mean, he had this ready for the Rat King. He was like, I got traps for you. Yeah. I mean, here's your cheese. Yikes. That's a trap. Here's a cheese. Oops. Did I pop you with another one? Here's a cheese. He got the Rat King. He got him good. All right? That's what happened. Bam Rodriguez. I mean, shout out to Nancy of the Boxing Republic. Says he looks like he's in skates in the ring. And he does. I call it gliding. It's like he's gliding in that fucking ring, right? Just moves so seamless and he's a smooth operator is another way people say it, right? There's different ways to describe it, but that's what he does, right? And like Chief Fungus just said in the chat, Bam was playing 4-dimensional chess. Okay, that's what he was doing. He was working the range. Right, he was working, the angles. I mean, he's at 12 o'clock, then he's at 3 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Now I'm at 6 o'clock. Like he's just moving around that ring, and he's trying to keep up with him. He's at 12 o'clock. Oops, I'm at 9 now. Now I'm at 3, back to 12. Just whenever he wants to, right? And he just has this great ability. And while he's doing this, I want everybody to listen to me. He's doing this. He's doing this, and he's doing this all seamlessly in that ring. That's why it's hard to time him. It's hard to catch him. It's hard to see. He's already setting up the punch while he's turning you. And you haven't looked to turn, or you're going to be in worse trouble if you don't turn. I'll just say that right now. And he did this not to just some, he didn't just do this to some nobody. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, bro.
He did this to who many had top 3 easy in this weight class. Some had him 1, some had him 2, some had him 3. Just like that. This is the guy that knocked out Chocolatito. He won a decision. He's 2-0 against Roman Gonzalez. People need to understand this. He's 1-1 against Gallo Estrada, against who many consider the best. And he goes in there. Granted, out for over a year. Yes, a little older, but still a veteran. And
a dangerous one.
A dangerous one that could punch. Like he's the only man to ever put Chocolatito to sleep. He put him to sleep, Manny. He didn't just stop. He put him to sleep. He let him out. Smooth out. That's who he fought. That's who he dominated. And the age. Well, Bam isn't in his prime. He's 22. Bam's only going to get better.
That's the scariest part of it.
That is a scary part of it. Unless if you're a fan of his, you love it. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you right now, I want to ask you, man, if you're Gallo Estrada and everybody, you keep hearing, oh, this young kid, he could beat all of them, and you're the reigning champion, like you're the dude that's been, like you're the king of this division, and now they're seeing this 22-year-old kid could beat you up. Well, what do you think that's doing to the ego of Gallo? And is he going to say, okay, I'll fight him? You think he'll fight him?
Well, right now, it's to be determined right now in which Gallo has his brother, Joshua Franco, coming up. We're not sure exactly.
Oh, you don't want to beat up his brother.
But and according to something that I read today, he had said, and humble as he said, if my brother can whoop my ass, imagine what he would do to these guys. And that's Bam talking about his brother. But still, I think that it shook everyone and it shook the entire division, not only below but also above as well. There's a new rooster in time. Hay un nuevo gallo y se llama Bam Rodriguez. And you
don't want to say that out loud, brother. You don't want to disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting El Gallo, to be honest. But honestly, I want. There's a lot of stuff that El Gallo needs to do. First of all, fight Franco. Second, you gotta get that Chocolatito fight. In my eyes, I think, and I watch it again, and I still saying it. Gallo Estrada lost that last fight against Chocolatito, so there's a lot of stuff he needs to do there. When is it the time that Jesse will be able to kind of fight him? And when you're mentioning the way that Bam Rodriguez was moving all around, that is what their team just focused on. We can't get hit on this guy that really punches and have done a lot of damage. And you mentioned it to Chocolatito, Gallo Estrada, and all that, right? So he worked the ring, beautifully in terms of like, are you not going to touch me? The speed, not only that, he's just a kid. He is just a kid, has the full stamina, not in his prime. And right now, to be honest, I don't think right now he should be looking at Estrada, although, yes, that's the big threat. I think he can go a little bit sideways and try to get that IBF. Maybe try to go for Ioka, or maybe even, maybe even trying for Fernando Martinez. But who knows? What I do know is, Joshua Franco might be first. And then, who knows? That will be a major, huge fight at the super flyweight. You kidding me? Just like I said, and Gas was perfect. It's like, man, sign me up for these little kids that are actually going to give you some excitement, not only now, but in years to come, because there's a lot of talent and they will keep moving up. 118, 122. This is going to go crazy, man.
Yeah, look, let me tell you something, man. I agree with you. Yes, unfinished business, but it's very here's the problem. Like, while he's taking care of that unfinished business, Bam's going to get better.
Absolutely,
and he's going to get older. So, it's like I just think after the Franco fight, if I'm him, I go for Bam. He's got it, but I will say this. Look, man, this kid is scary good. He's that good. Like, he's scary good. And it's one of those, like, after I saw him do what he did to Quadra, I was like, I knew it. It was just one of those, that kid, right? Like, I knew it. After he did what he did to Rungvisai, he beat Rungvisai easier than he beat Quadras. He made it look easier. Is that because he's getting better? Is maybe stylistically it was just a nightmare more so for Rungvisai? I don't know at what rate he's improving. I don't know I don't know those things, but I know that he's there. He's dangerous. And don't sleep on Franco. All right, that is not a given. I'm favoring Gallo, but it's not a given. Franco beat Maloney soundly. Well, when Top Rank was trying to push the Maloney guys, and Franco was the dude from Golden Boy. Like, he wasn't supposed to win twice, and he did. Hey, Bruce, if you're Estrada, is your ego kicking in, and do you try to make this fight as soon as possible with this kid?
D-Star, you know me, man. I'm a fan. I say, if you're a champion in this division and there's another champion calling your name out there should be no question. It's time to get it on or get gone, and that's the school I come from. But boxing today, the marinations, just the business of boxing. It has to make sense to make dollars, and it's all a foreign language to me. I say put them in there with each other, bro, because these cats I was talking about from back in the day. The difference between them and the fighters is today is these guys were fighting 4 or 5 times a year. And now for flyweights to finally be accepted in the United States, it's taken a long time for that to happen, bro. Because I mean, they're paid peanuts compared to the upper weight classes, and now we're seeing them get headlines, make stars of the zone. So I mean, it's new territory, and they shouldn't blow it, man. They should make these hot matches. Make them now while the flyweights are exciting, man. And if I was running boxing, man, the flyweights would be plastered all over the place. And Chocolatito and Estrada and fucking, man, especially Bam. He'd be the poster boy for the new revolution. But yeah, man, make these fights. That's the school I come from, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now the question is going to be, because look,
Remy.
Here's the thing. In the other weight classes, we're never sure these fights are going to happen. We're always wondering. We call them fantasy fights, rightfully so, because a lot of times they don't happen. But at 115, all the fights happen. I mean, it's these guys have fought each other in trilogies, rematches. Bam's already fought 2 top dudes, overthrew them. He's like, I'm the new blood. I'm coming through. Big upsets. I forget the name of the Argentine guy that beat Anacajas, right? So we have a lot of good fighters, okay, in his weight class. Ioka's in the mix. Ioka's no joke, but Ioka's like not. Let me take that back. He's not in the mix. Ioka's like doing his own thing in Japan, and he looks good, passes the eye test, but he hasn't fought any of these top dudes. Not in this weight class anyway. I'll show you, Manny. Who of all these guys can beat Bam right now? If they were to fight you say, you know what? I would favor that dude over Bam right now.
I mean, you said it. Ioka's fighting Don Inietes, which is like #1 mandatory for the WBO. Yeah. Okay, so you got to move on to that, and then probably maybe he's not in contention to at least even compete in my eyes. What I saw yesterday, and you mentioned something important. He's getting better, and he's going to get better and better and better. Can he go out to the IBF and beat Fernando Martinez and kind of unified? That will be very nice to do. No, Fernando Martinez cannot beat them. I think the only person that can actually really do something, it'll be Juan Francisco Estrada, but he's going against Joshua Franco. We talked about that, and you said it, Franco. It's not a walk in the park either. And I have a feeling that things are going to get a little bit complicated. Why? Because it was already established. My brother fights a gallo, he wins. I'm not fighting my brother. Okay, so what else he's got to do?
Well, you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, but and so who are you going to fight? And then I'm sure if Joshua beats Gallo's going to probably take money and go try to go after Chocolatito again. And then other than that, what do you got left? You got to look up north. I want him to see you unify. No one can beat him at 115, but I'd love to see this guy going up 119. Now, listen to me. Not because we cannot have that conversation right now. I'm sorry. Bam is developing himself. He's looking great. 2 great fighters right now, but that conversation right now with Ioka, not yet. They're going to meet. I guarantee they're probably going to meet probably at 122. Who knows? But as he continues to get into his man body and he can't make 115 anymore and gets a little bit stronger for for 122 where he can punch the way he punched this weekend, damn. I mean, 2 years. That will be an amazing fight if Inoue is he's over 30 now. So you gotta watch what you can't just say in 2 years I'll beat him. Of course, probably gonna be done by then, or who knows. But anyway, man, it is freaking scary. 115, 118, 122, man.
Yo, I don't know. Bruce. Like, let me give you a hypothetical. Like, you think Chocolatito could beat this kid?
Well, like Manny's saying, man, in a couple of years, we don't want to see those fights because it seems like every one of these fighters we're talking about is in their 30s, and for a flyweight, for a super flyweight, that's almost unheard of, man. And I think the reason is because they're not active, and the fights we want to see, they can't wait around, bro, because these older fighters, they're not going to get any sharper, and the ones that are fighting regular, like the Chocolatitos and the Gonzalez, get these fights made, man. I'm not a person to let lighter weight fighters marinate. I just think they're faster all around. Their whole bodies, everything moves faster. They age faster. I think, man. It's a whole different breed. And to get these guys into the United States, man, I say get them going. And I don't. What was the original question? I got off on a tangent over here.
You're good. I just want to know, can Chocolatito beat this kid? Can the old man pull it off?
Good fight, but see, like that's what I was getting into the time, because, man, it's a young man's game, and Rodriguez, he like my brother Manny said, he hasn't even gotten his man bod yet, bro. He's just a kid, and he's getting stronger. And if Chocolatito wants to fight him, he should go now, because if he waits, he's going to be overpowered. I think it's just going to be a whole different class, because all these cats, they've all maxed out at flyweight and super flyweight. Whereas I think Bam Bam is just going to surpass that division. He's not going to be able to fight in that division in another year.
Yeah.
Look, right now, I'm going to say this. I've given it some thought. I say it with some hesitation, but I'm still going to say it. Ioka, Gallo Estrada, Chocolatito Gonzalez, the Argentine cat Martinez, Donnie Nietes, if Tanaka is still around, all right? Even his own brother Franco. All y'all were put on notice. You were all served. Okay, when a lawyer tracks you down, they serve you the papers. You were all served that night. You were given the paper saying you're getting sued for those belts, and Bam's coming from. All right? So I just think, like, this is it. I'm just going to say it. As crazy as it sounds, I never thought a guy moving up, only 23 years old, would do this, but Bam Rodriguez beats all of them. All, and when I say all, I mean all.
Chocolatito.
Cuando digo todos, son todos. I wouldn't count them out. They're veterans. I can't count them out, but I would favor the kid, and I'll tell you why. I still think Rungvisai knocks out Chocolatito. Or just beats him. Stylistically, he's a nightmare for him. Right? Even now.
It's a style,
right?
Yeah.
It's just a style thing, yeah. I would favor him over Gallo Estrada, and I'm a big Gallo Estrada fan. I think he beats him, and he beats Ioka, and I know that's going to piss off a lot of Ioka fans, because they walk around like Ioka's shit don't stink, okay? Even though Ioka hasn't got in the mix with any of these dudes, but he walks around like his shit don't stink, and he's good.
He's good.
But his shit's going to stink when he gets in the ring with Bam Rodriguez, okay? Best believe. I'm just saying, right? And I'm saying that con carácter. Okay, that's right. That's right. That's how I'm saying this shit.
Con carácter.
And look, I was going back and forth with it. I'm like, I don't know if he's ready for Gallo. And I'm like, you know what? I think he would pull it off, because Gallo's been looking a little vulnerable. He was knocked down by Cuadras in their fight. Like he took over the fight later and stopped Cuadras, like a champion does. But Cuadras looked like he didn't even belong in the ring with fucking Bam. Yeah. And that's crazy. And people know and I was saying this to G Funky on the phone the other day. I said, a guy is good when his peers are telling you, like other boxers, because they're around him, they've seen him spar, they followed him in the amateurs, right? When members of the press and the media are telling you, and people that are around, and you were just talking about people over there, they call them special, right? and when the fans see it. That's a trifecta. Okay? Like he's passing the eye test. You're already hearing things. You're already being told like that is like as good of evidence as you could possibly get. He beats all of them. And I don't care if that hurts their feelings. Do something about it then. You don't want me to say that Ben Rodriguez could beat you? There's only one thing to do then, I guess. Go prove me wrong. Go prove me wrong. Y cuando digo todos, son todos. Every single last one of them. He beats them all. Like, and those guys got a lot of experience. You know, but like I don't think they beat him. Sometimes you look at a guy, man, and you just know. You know, like it's the saying. That's how I see it anyway. You know. Plus, he's good at all the basic stuff, like listening to his corner's instructions. He just does everything right. And when you listen to your corner's instructions, that makes up for the lack of experience.
Exactly.
Like, because you're trusting the experienced eye to tell you what to do, and you follow those instructions, right? I'm just saying. Yo, if he becomes undisputed at 115, as loaded as that division is, holy shit. And Ioka could get it. I'm telling you guys right now, Ioka could get it.
I mean, I just don't think Ioka can even pass him down in Nietes. I mean, if you look at the fight when they fought, you know, it was 2018, but, you know, he didn't look that good, right? And I know he's coming from a six winning streak, Ioka, and he's looking a lot better and sharper. And I guess he didn't have to take this rematch, but he decided to do it. And good for him, because this is where you prove yourself that you're a real, true champion. When you go back at it to the person that had actually beat you. And I think, and that's what Chocolatito tried to do, you know, with Sor. He tried to do that, couldn't do it, right? And then he wants to be back and do it with Gallo as well. And I still think that Chocolatito still wants a piece of ranking eventually before he retires. Maybe if he's got 2-3 fights left, that could happen. If it's less than 3, may not happen. But what I know right now, all right, things will be getting interesting if Gallo Estrada beats Joshua Franco. That's where we're going to see big-time fights at the 115. If not, it's been already established. I am fighting my brother. And you know what? If you think about it, if you go down below one division, there's really no one there. The only person that actually could have gone up, and he did, Julio Cesar Martinez, I have no idea what the heck's going on with this kid. But he ain't the same kid at all. So there's no threat coming up, right? Joshua Franco loses. Things get excited. We probably get unification. Undisputed. Onto the one.
Let's go.
18th we go, man. And that's where things are going to get very, very interesting. Because 119, even if Inoue moves up, you still have a lot of people. Leo Casimiro. You still have the Maloney. You still have a lot of people. I mean, he already did Maloney, but you still have a couple of the other guys. What is that? That guy, he's number 3 with the WBC. Oh, my God. Kai Kanhan. I mean, you got some people there, right? But the reality is, are they going to be a match for him? No. And that's the thing that makes it scary. Because
but the thing is that usually, like this is the feeling you get when a division is weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This division is not weak. This is one of the strongest divisions in boxing. And he's walking in like, yo, I'm taking over this shit. Yeah. I'm younger, I'm faster, I'm ready, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? You know, what's gonna stop this kid? You know, and you never know. By the way, Julio Cesar Martinez, another young cat, he was supposed to kill Chocolatito, and look what happens, is Remy. Mm-hmm. He ain't no Bam.
No, not at all.
Like I love Martinez, exciting to watch. Chocolatito took him to school, but he could try to take Bam to school. Like, Bam ain't going to school.
Nah.
Like, Bam's already done with school, bro. You know, but
he's ready for the next level, and he's already at the next level.
Yeah,
what's next after that shit?
You want to take me to school? What do you mean? I already got my diploma like 2 years ago. What are you doing? Hey, but that was that. By the way, on that undercard, MJ Madaliev comes out he predictably, I mean, it was somebody who was supposed to beat, and Ronnie Rios. I was hoping Rios give him a better fight. I thought Amgadaliev looked good. He cruised a little bit for a little bit in later rounds, and then he got the stoppage. I was not a big fan of the stoppage, but whatever. I'm not going to complain either. Not like Ronnie could have won. I was laughing at, was it Mora saying, oh, he should take another knee? Like, but why is he going to take another knee for? It's like, the hell was for what, you know? But what you think of the performance, Manny?
Beautiful, beautiful. I think we did talk about that last time when we were talking about what could happen right after the aftermath with Fulton and an impressive win he did, and this is that roadmap that we were looking into. Is Fulton did what he had to do, and now you had MJ, which we all knew it's going to happen, and so guess what? This sets up a perfect 122 unification for the undisputed 122, another undisputed. And I got to tell you, although Stephen Fulton has become like a last minute kind of like people are starting to jump on board. I mean, I know he's very talented. He kind of he lacks a little bit in certain things in the consistency, but man, I tell you what he's done so far and what he can do, and I see people, you know, that already talking that he can definitely beat MJ. But man, what an amazing fight at the 122 if that happens, and it lines up a lot of stuff from a lower division. I mean, this is man, you know, this is so freaking excited, bro. I've never been excited about, you know, with this divisions and some of these guys that have been wanting that opportunity, and now they got it. They got the opportunity they want, and I'm still not removing Brandon Figueroa because I think Brando still could be a key player. Brandon can actually challenge, you know, the winner of those two fights. Or, hey, you know, what about Brandon and MJ? Right? So who knows? What I know is it sets up another perfect match for 122 Undisputed.
All right. Hey, what you think of Akhmadaliev, Bruce Gus?
Very impressed. These styles are. Ronnie Rios, he gave it all he had in there, man. You know, he could have quit earlier. And Akhmadaliev, he's another one, man. It was his 11th pro fight, bro. I mean, shit, man. These guys, you know, you talk about marinating these fighters and not letting them get in these clashes at a young stage in their career. You know what I mean? This dude is what, almost 30, you know, 27, I think, when I looked at it. So he's had a lot of amateur fights, bro, all throughout Thailand and, you know, all throughout the Philippines. He's had 90 amateur fights, and he's a dog, bro. He went in there and he did his job. That ending was what was fantastic. I mean, that was body punching and treated his head like a speed bag. It was a beautiful thing for somebody like me to watch. And 122 pounds, like you said, man, you got Stephen Fulton there. You still got Figueroa. A lot of interesting fights there. And Akhmadaliev, bro, he's right in there, man. He's hungry. He hasn't like we said, this is his 11th fight. Very impressive. His reputation preceded him, but he was the goods, bro. He showed people that he was what they were talking about. So yeah, man, I'd love to see him in Fulton fight. Fulton's a special fighter, and Akhmadaliev, he proved that he can fight with anybody. And I'm not a predictor. I look at a fight as anything can happen. You know, of course I have the fighter I think is going to win. But man, you know, we've seen so much and there's so much talent here. And it seems like right now they're opening the floodgates. They're letting these fighters fight each other. Finally, we're seeing. You know, people are saying, man, this is the best boxing we've seen in years, and it kind of is, bro. You know, to me it is anyway. And oh man, yes, I want to see Akhmadaliev and Fulton and Figueroa, because that was a close fight that Fulton had with Figueroa. You know, people are bitching about that one, and I think Fulton is a special fighter, but then people tell me that he has weaknesses. He's not so special. So, bro, I mean, this is the great equalizer, and these are the fights I like, man. You know, put these guys in the ring, and No, Akhmadulioff, yeah, I'm going to give him an A for the other night, not an A plus, but I'm going to give him an A. I think he should have ended it quicker, but when it came time, because like I said, Rios, he didn't just come in there for the paycheck. I think he knew it was his last hurrah, and he went on his shield, bro. His corner threw in the towel. That was he was getting cooked, and he earned his bucks. And shout out to both of those fighters. That was the whole card, man. Even when the two ladies went at it, I thought I was up in Alaska watching a tough man contest. But yeah, bro, keep giving us cards like this, man.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I like the performance. I think he looked good. Akhmadaliev, he's 122 pounds. And you could hear those punches. Like you could hear the pop. Like holy shit. Like they're heavy. Like he's got some heavy hands. The fight with Fulton's going to be interesting. Like that's going to be an interesting fight, and I want to see it. I don't think it's a given for Fulton. I don't. Fulton actually tweeted out saying, hey, let's make the damn fight happen. So I like that. He wants to make the fight. Here's what I'll say about Fulton, man. He's a really, really good fighter. Like I just want to make sure I say that first. And he's versatile. He's a versatile fighter, right? But I just feel like if someone can press him, right, and keep it fast pace, he shells up. Right? That's how I feel. That's what happened with Figueroa. Now Figueroa was, different style to MJ. But I do think MJ, he does throw a lot of volume. And I think if he picks up the volume, if he throws a lot in that fight, he can keep him shelled up and he could win rounds that way. Right? I felt Figueroa won that fight against Fulton. Some people feel otherwise. That's fine. But I think MJ would do something similar. Like he would make it a fast-paced fight. He would throw a lot of punches in the fight. It might even be like controversial in the end. But I want to see it. I want to see that fight. And it's for undisputed 122. Why not? I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm just saying. So we'll see where that one goes. Really quick, you guys see Mikey Garcia on his Instagram change his status to a retired boxer?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did Martin beat him that bad? Well, what happened? Or was Martin a symptom of like Mikey not taking the sport serious anymore? Pretty much. And he's kind of just accepting, this isn't for me. This not like, sometimes fighters reach that point. And El Chilo, shout out to him. He brought it up in the chat. If Mikey Garcia is retiring, Manny, you think he's a Hall of Famer?
I think so too. I think so. I think he'd accomplished a lot. He wanted that 4th division, couldn't do it. 3 divisions, that's a lot. And it's funny because I think we were in one show it was a month and a half ago, or a little bit more. And before we kind of the show, I was watching Robert Garcia came up in the live, and he actually spit it out. Like someone commented something. They said, "Oh, Mike ain't fighting again," and then he's like, "Whoa!" So he kind of gave us a heads up, and we knew it. We knew for a fact, and knowing Marky, and when he was bringing his Mikey Garcia promotion boxing cards here to the Dallas, Texas area. We knew his commitment to the sport, but the commitment to be a fighter takes a lot. And that's something that he even said it himself. Yeah, I'm a great boxer, but I don't like boxing. I don't want to commit, And you think about, wait a minute. I mean, in all these championships he got and all these people he fought, yeah, you is natural talent. But, some people get tired of the routine, same routine. This is, guys, you have to sacrifice so much when you're a boxer, and that's why I'm very cautious when I speak. I speak, as a fan perspective, but I also can't take away from, whether you're a champ or not, I can't take away all the hard work you've done, right? And I think you get tired, and at one point you become lazy. I think the Jesse Vargas fight was a very, very disappointment for me. In Mikey Garcia, and in the last fight, I mean, he's not going to be the top 147 right now. He could go down to 140 and maybe content out there, but that wasn't anything that we've ever heard from him. We asked him, It's like, oh no, we'll see. I mean, very interesting. I love to do it. 147. I want the 4 division. And when he noticed that he can't get to that, then I think that's when he really took a step back and said inactivity. I mean, why did he retire for what? 2 years, 3 years? He disappeared. That makes sense. So you just don't do that. You may have that urge to come back, but when you feel like, hey, I love the sport, but I'm not that committed as I used to be. And I think he's going to do well now, maybe as a promoter, maybe as, who knows? I mean, his brother is one of the best trainers in sports nowadays. Look what he's done to Pamela Rodriguez and many others. So Joshua Franco, I mean, come on. So, yeah, I think he could accomplish a lot more outside the ring than inside ring.
Yeah. Look, I found it problematic when I saw Mikey Garcia. First of all, he did like an interview, this interview in the ring with Mauricio Suleiman. I forget what card it was. It was over there in Mexico. At first, I thought it was Andy Ruiz, and then I had to blink a couple times, and it was Mikey Garcia. All right, and he's talking about how because Mauricio Suleiman actually cracked up a joke about how big he is. Now I don't know if Mauricio Suleiman's one to talk, but nonetheless, right? Mikey admitted, "Oh yeah, I've been having some good tacos, but I don't have a fight yet. Once I have a fight, I'll get in shape." Yeah, that dude ain't living a fighter's lifestyle no more. That's number one. Second, I saw him in the ring with Sandor Martin. He looked lethargic. He looked uninterested. His ego didn't even kick in. Like, dude, you're getting beat by this dude you're supposed to fucking destroy, and you didn't even care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even it's he had no care in the world. He didn't give a shit. Even after he looked happy after the fight. I'm not surprised he retired. I'm just surprised it took this long to say anything.
Well, you know what Manny was talking about. That's what Hagley used to call the silk sheets. I mean, it takes a different individual, like you guys said, bro. These are special individuals. They're not like the three of us, bro. These are fucking. They're more rabid pit bull than they are human beings. And these once you get dough, because Mikey made a lot of money. He had a nice career, but he got to taste the fruits of his labor before the job is over. And that'll do it to a lot of boxers, man. Mikey, he had some great accomplishments, but I think he could have been greater. I think he should have been more active. I mean, damn, I heard so many fights for Mikey and Manny Pacquiao, the fight of the Garcias. I mean, dude, he just doesn't have the eye of the tiger, maybe like Rocky would say, bro. And and that so yeah, Mikey should stay retired, bro. He can come back and make some dough because most of them do. How many boxers do you know that leave with a W? I mean, it's sad. See, Mikey, make your dough. I hope you got good investments. I hope you own a lot of apartment buildings, man. And just do what you're doing. But listen to what Jose Soilman said and stay retired, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I remember he was showing off I think, what was it, a Porsche or a Ferrari, and he could barely get in there. He was so heavy. Like, God damn, bro, you were a lightweight fighter. What are you doing? But he just lost his way, I think, somewhere along the way. I wasn't mad at him for going for the Spence fight. I knew he was going to lose that fight, but it was definitely in over his head. He had love handles in that fight, for God's sakes. Okay.
Yep.
But what he should have done was, look, okay, you get a big payday. You got like $7 million to fight Vargas, and then you think he's going to come back to fight? Like, you think he's going to come back after you give the dude $7 million to fight Vargas? Like, I'm going to invest this money. Like these fighters nowadays are smart. They invest money. They like you have Fernando Vargas. He invested into apartment buildings and restaurants, and you have all types of fighters investing in all these things. You give them $7 million to fight like a dude that nobody wants to see.
Sandor Martin.
And then he comes, and he probably I don't know how much he made in that fight, $3-4 million to fight Sandor Martin. And he gets out, bro. Like Sandra Martin gave him a boxing lesson. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah.
He gave him a boxing lesson.
And that might give him an incentive to come back and make that one more payday. And Lord knows what will happen if he fights.
But I mean, what would be the point then? What would be the point if him
That's
coming
the point
back?
right there, bro.
You see what I'm saying? I totally agree with you because the best years of Mikey Garcia, they were 2013, 2014. He parted ways. That's when he took away 14. 2 years later, came back. But I remember Salido. That's when like people starting to know, wow. Then he fought a really well Juan Manuel Lopez at that time. You know, and then he goes to Roman Martinez, Carlos Burgos, and then he keeps going. He comes back again, fights Adrian Broner, Robert Easter, Sergio Lipinets. You see what I'm saying? So the talent, the natural talent is there. The commitment to get better and maintain yourself at the elite level, I do not think that he will beat Keith Thurman. Period. Did you see a difference? Keith Thurman, although he's a little cuckoo in the head, but at least he stays committed to the sport training, and he looked fantastic in the last fight. I just don't think Marky Garcia.
Yeah, Keith Thurman isn't going to get beat by a Sandra Martin. Yeah. And this is I'm not throwing shots at Sandra Martin.
So what's the point in having him coming back?
And Keith hasn't made that money that he needs to make before he retires. Keith has still got that hunger in him, where I don't think Mikey does. I think Mikey's happy.
I would have.
Mikey's seeing his net worth go up on a daily basis.
Could you imagine like Sandra Martin, like you're like a 3-division champion, you're heavily favored, and you don't get caught with a lucky punch and knocked out, or it's not a life and death fight. It's a boxing lesson. Like Sandra Martin's giving you a boxing lesson.
10 rounds, and they still gave him a majority.
Yeah, well, I mean, the judge was trying to hook him up, but they couldn't do it.
He still hook you up, man. I mean, Mikey, come on. You're down here. You're in Fresno. You're in your backyard, basically. You know.
Yeah, you come out. He came out with his dramatic entrance, and like for what? So, like, what are you doing? Where was the urgency? Where was like I ain't gonna lose to this dude. The hell, I'm not supposed to lose to this guy. Like, what's going on? Like Robert was quiet in the corner. Like, he kind of just knew. Mikey didn't give a fuck. Like, it's just the whole thing. Like, very bizarre. And, like, even Robert wasn't in his corner, right? I'm pretty sure he was. But nonetheless.
No, you could tell. Yeah, which one? And you could tell in his eyes that, man, you my brother. I love you, but you ain't got it no more. Not that you don't have it anymore. That passion.
Yeah, but if that wasn't his brother, if that was Marcos Maidana, he'd be yelling at him.
Absolutely.
Or not yelling, but you know what Robbie does. Hey, come on, man. Like you would have been urging him. He didn't even bother, bro. He didn't even fucking bother. Let me give a quick shout out to Anali Jaramillo, Boxing Vitals. Shout out to you guys. Chicana Prophet, Marador, JC, all you guys. How you doing? Look. Shout out to him, okay? Just shout out to him. What are you going to do? I want to go ahead and move on to this next topic here. And I know because I don't give a fuck about it, but I'm going to mention it anyway because it's a big story this weekend. Jake Paul is going to be fighting Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury. From a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all and 10 being a lot, how much do you give a fuck? Right? Bruce Gus.
I didn't realize it was this Saturday. I knew it was coming up, but that's just you just want the 1 to 10. Do I give a fuck? Sure, I do. Bro. I'm a fan of combat sports.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna stream it. I'm not gonna pay a dime for it. I don't pay a dime. I wouldn't pay a dime to see Larry Holmes come back and fight Ali, man. You know, I'm a streamer, right now. And it's guys like Jake Paul. Because what's going to happen is his fans, they potential boxing fans, they're going to buy into this shit. And where we could cultivate new boxing fans, they're going to watch this and they're going to say, what the heck am I? This is boxing. We're not going to spend any more pay-per-views on boxing. And that's just going to cheapen the quality of the fights because they're going to have so they're going to say they're going to say because people aren't paying for the fights, people are streaming them. We're not going to give you good fights. Hey man, you got to figure out a way to stop people from streaming the fights. Make us want to go to an event. Go to the Civic Center and see it on a big screen. I mean, right now the way technology is, they could put it in the ring and it would look like we're right at ringside if they wanted to make something that charges $25-$35 a ticket. We could put the freaking the Sony iPhones on, whatever, bro. But streaming these things, Jake Paul, this is, like I said, man, this is gonna take away potential boxing fans who are. They have no idea what boxing is. They want to see Jake Paul because they follow him on Twitter and on YouTube, and they're gonna spend whatever it costs. But hey, it's just another part of the circus that is boxing, and I'm gonna watch it because what the fuck, man? That's not gonna cost me time. Beep, and I got it. 4D.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with you. Look, my issue with Jake Paul is not even Jake Paul himself. Okay. It's all the Jake Paul pom-pomming that's going on here on YouTube, okay? A bunch of dudes that want more subs for the channel, they want more views for the channel, and they think that Jake Paul's a big star, he's a big celebrity, at least, in social media, and he's going to give them all this attention. So
it's not real boxing.
It's not real boxing, okay?
Man.
Even if he beats this motherfucker, like, who the fuck's Tommy Fury?
Bro, I was watching Bare Knuckle the other night. That's not real boxing. You think that's boxers that take their gloves off? Bro, that's like half wrestling and I don't know what it was.
But you should see, people like
part of the circus, man. It's part of what we watch because we like to see mano y mano, And is Jake Paul gonna make it in boxing? Come on.
Oh, but if you listen to the people that cape ring, that's what they're doing. They're putting on that cape.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like they're putting on that cape and they're swinging off the balls of this dude. Like they feel like they're back in grade school, like swinging off the swing.
They're saying Jake Paul would knock out Mike Tyson, and they even want to see that match. They're egging Tyson on, So it's not boxing. It's a circus. And
let me tell you something, brother.
Somebody's gonna get killed in that ring, man. And then
these dudes swing off. They swing off the Paul brothers' balls, and they do acrobatics while they do it. Okay, like they just swing off one, and they do acrobatics, swing off the other. Oh, the Paul brothers! Only all these boxing fans are hating on the Paul brothers. Oh, the Paul brothers, they're so good. Oh, these Paul brothers, they bring the spotlight to the sport of boxing. Oh, the Paul brother keeps swinging off those nuts, keep doing those acrobatics in midair because they're swinging off a ball and then they swing off the other ball. That's what they're doing. I'm gonna call the dudes Robins because Robin was an acrobatic dude. That's what they are, bro. Like they think he's Batman and they're Robin doing acrobatics for this dude, and then they just cape. That's what they're doing. Oh, yeah. They talk about how he's not a real fighter, but look, he's doing better than Canelo's first 4 opponents. Oh, he does better than these. Like, shut the fuck up.
Why would you even argue with somebody like that? You know it's going to be. All it's going to do is raise your blood pressure, young man. You just this is like going to the circus. You pay your ticket.
I'm telling you right now, it is a circus. But
some people, they're going to ride on fucking. They're going to ride on his nuts, and they're the boppers. They don't care about boxing. They just love the Paul brothers.
I'm telling you, they got him. But I'm telling you. But Bruce, I'm telling you, they got it so good at the acrobatics, bro. They swing off those nuts so hard.
Yeah, but who cares, though? They
do backflips. They do. They be doing like all this crazy shit, and then I'm in the ball sack of the other brother, and that's all they do, and they know that's what they're doing. Like at the end of the day, and I don't even. He could knock out Tommy Fury. You don't mean shit.
On the undercard? Anything happening on the undercard?
Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, Amanda Serrano is fighting on the undercard.
Well, isn't Amanda the main event?
I'm not sure yet, but I know Amanda's moving down, and he's going to defend her titles.
Let him throw his millions into boxing. Get these, make these events, make these pay-per-views. It's not going to change my.
He just shut the time, and I'm going to. Here's what I want Jake Paul to do: shut the fuck up and sign that check for Amanda Serrano. How about that? Just do that, right? Just smile, sign that fucking check, and just pass it on. That's all you got to do. She'll cash. Hey, but Manny, do you give a fuck about Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul being made?
Well,
Sorry for the
here's,
language.
here's the deal. Jake Paul started his career. I'm gonna start with the second fight. Nate Robinson, what the fuck? Ben Askren, who the fuck that is? Tyron Woodley, I mean, give me a break. Again, Woodley, give me a break, right? So
Which was
I have to say though, that people have been wanting him to fight real boxers. And Tommy Fury, now it's one of them. He's 8-0 with 4 knockouts. He didn't have an amateur career, and he may start building it now. But now I'm not going to complain, because if I'm going to watch a shit show, I want to watch it in a way that I'm entertained. And I want boxers to fight boxers. That's it. That's why this bullshit about McGregor and Mayweather are starting to come back again for $1 billion. Fuck that shit. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested fighters start fighting. Now, here's the deal. Not Logan. Jake Paul. He has committed to the sport. All right? Inside and outside the ring. You can see he's getting better. You can see he's got some kind of technique, developing the skills. Not yet there. But now we're probably going to see them with a real boxer, and let's see what it's all about with someone that is actually undefeated and he's got a pedigree. On the other hand, what he's doing to the community in Puerto Rico and opening up gyms and campaigning against bullying and being able to sign boxers, give them opportunity, create the biggest fight payday for these women that they deserve, the right to get paid as 2 champions, and he was part of that. I have to give him something. Like I said, I'm taking Logan away. I'm keeping Jake. And I'm going to cautiously continue to watch and see what else I get. Where are the skills going? Right? Because as far as I know, and the people that tell me back from home, which I'm hoping I can go to the gym when I go next week and see him more or live and see him in training. But they tell me he is really committed. He's not in the streets fucking around, drinking, partying, nothing of that. People thought that he moved to Puerto Rico because of Law 22 that allows you to invest and not pay taxes and capital gains. But no, he created business. He's helping boxer, the youth, female boxing, and himself. Now he's fighting a real boxer. I'm going to give him a chance. I'm not jumping up and down yet. Is he going to make it big in boxing? I can't say that right now. He doesn't have that amateur career. He started to build it, but maybe now, after he fights a real boxer in Tyson Fury, maybe I can say, I'm not going to jump up and down, but I said, let's see who he got next. And if he keeps stepping up and forming the way he is. Now, if he starts going south and starts fighting exhibition matches or all these other UFC, anything like that, then that's going to lose the credibility, at least on my end. But I want to see what's next. And next time, I want to keep seeing what's next until I get in the hype.
He's anti-bullying, but everyone he fights is a lot smaller than him, right? Like he's anti-bullying, but he was boxing MMA fighters, wrestlers.
Remember, no amateur career. You got to get in anti-bullying. And when you're an amateur, your first 3 fights, who do you fight? You're not going to fight great.
Okay, no, you're not. But you're not doing you're not making millions of dollars either. You're not on pay-per-view.
Yeah, does he deserve to take that time away from real boxing and call his exhibitions boxing matches where so many fights, the money that's there, the money that people pay for these views.
It's a side act, I see it as that.
That's the way I see it, bro. I'm not going to get excited about it. I think it's foolish for boxing fans to say, "Oh, he's Manny." No offense, bro, but I can't ride on the Jake. What is it, Jake Paul? It's the Jake Paul one.
Jake, yeah, not Logan. I'm not riding the Logan.
To me, they're interchangeable, bro. See, that's the problem.
I understand you.
I consider myself a hardcore boxing fan, but I couldn't tell you Jake Paul from Logan Paul from Peter Paul and Mary, bro.
My issue is just the boxing channels that
it's
ride the dude's dick.
That's my issue, bro. I'm gonna watch it if it's going head to head with some real boxing. I'm going to watch the real boxing.
100%.
That's the way they do it now. That's the way they do it today. They're always stacking them. But some people, the loyal Jake Paul fans, are, this is Jake Paul, bro. 95 billion pay-per-views or whatever the fuck they're making on the thing. I mean, bro. I enjoy it when nothing else is happening. I'll put it in the category as a. The other night we had the AEW against the Japan Pro Wrestling. I watched a little bit of it. I saw Cicero is there with a different name now. Kind of interesting, but if boxing was on, click, I'd be over at the boxing. So.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like WWE. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like to me.
But see, I have to give it up. But one thing that really wants me to at least follow that is you have daughters. I have 3 daughters, and they know I watch boxing every week. And when they're with me, we have boxing today. So my middle daughter comes to me and says, "Hey, Dad, what are you gonna do August 6th?" And I said, "What do you think I do Saturdays?" "Yeah, Jake Paul's fighting." So she's excited to see it. And I'm like, soy Samantha Serrano. But anyway, I appreciate you wanting to partake with me watching boxing.
I have zero issue.
He's going to bring a lot of different things in there. But hey, I'll enjoy it because at least my daughters are a fan of his or whatever they do online and all those little crazy videos and things of that. And it's something that I'm like, okay, got to have a Jake Paul for them to sit with me and watch a real boxing fight.
Did you say?
I don't mind the fact that he's boxing. I don't care about any of that. My issue is all the delusional talk, and people will say, "Oh, he's just trolling. He's just playing around." But the problem is, a lot of casuals like think that this guy is up there with Canelo or some shit, and he's not. All right. And I'm a firm believer that you have to make an example out of people. Like it's time for boxing to make an example out of somebody and educate the public that this isn't a game, that you don't play boxing. All right.
But they are playing boxing and people are paying money to see it. And he's not going to risk
training
with a shark.
He's getting better. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but at least he is committed. What was that other guy that fought Logan Paul, Cosoro, whatever it is? I mean, that was a joke. I get it, but I think for both of them, he has gotten a slightly more committed to at least train and learn the damn sport rather than, they're always being a show off. Both of them. They make millions. There's no reason for them
is there anything wrong with the fact
that you want to see them get their head handed to them, or do you want to see them hand
I want somebody to fuck him up in the ring.
There you go.
That's what I want. And by the way, let me say this. Jake Paul fans get all mad at me when I say that. Like, why do you want to see him get beat up? You're just mad at him because he's doing it and you're not. And he's got millions of dollars and you don't. And he's got 20 million subscribers. You only have a couple thousand. You ain't shitting style. You ain't shit. You're jealous. You're jealous of him. Like they talk like that. Bro, you're talking about another man like that. What the fuck's the matter with you? That is my issue. And if I say I want to see him get fucked up in that ring, I didn't make him box. He's the one that wants to be a boxer. If I say, hey, I want to see Kovalev get fucked up, right? Because I don't like Kovalev. So I say, I want to see Canelo fuck this dude up. Like, well, why is that okay? Because we say it about professional fighters. Maybe not in that language where we say, yeah, I want to see that guy get knocked out. I want my dude to win, whatever it is. But when it comes to Jake Paul, we got to be, we got to tread lightly. Why? Why the fuck? That's the outcome in boxing. You get fucked up if you lose. So if I'm saying I want to see him get fucked up, deal with it. Okay? You Jake Paul fans just got to deal with it. Too bad. He's the one that chose. He didn't choose tennis. He chose boxing. And if he gets fucked up, he made that choice to box, not me. Nobody is dragging this dude to the ring to fight. Nobody gets dragged to the boxing ring to fight. Nobody. I want to see Jake Paul get knocked the fuck out. And if he steps up in competition, he will get knocked the fuck out. And you all know it too, right? But you're caping and you're being a bunch of, ball swingers, right? Swinging off those nuts. All right? Like a bunch of squirrels and shit. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I have to let it out.
Woo! You relieved? You feel, yeah, that.
Me calmé.
Calmao.
Hey, Manny, did you say that was on July 6th?
August 6th.
It's in August.
August. Okay. No, because I read today, man, Joe Joyce is fighting. I mean, it's Christian Hammer, but it's a heavyweight fight. That's on July 6th. I was going to say that's going to be a good day if the
I'm not sure what's under card right now, but I'm sure he's going to start building up. I know that Amanda Serrano had signed a very good prospect. Did a pro debut, Nicolo Casio. And Amanda is really big. She's here. She's from Puerto Rico, but she lives here in Texas now. Trains out of Fort Worth. And so, anyway, shout out Coach Ocasio. And then so we'll see. I mean, maybe of course, a lot of people. Okay, put the cards, promote them, but don't fight. Okay, I get it. But until he gets his ass whooped and gets tired and retires, and I guess we'll have to see him.
I'm telling you right now, he ain't gonna stay a promoter once he gets his ass whooped. He's gonna leave the sport.
Nah, I think he enjoys that side of it too.
I just don't see him getting his ass whooped on the big stage. I think he'll.
He's that good, or what? Is that good?
No. He's that bad, and the cards are that stacked. I mean, the cards are that rigged. I mean, I've heard what his opponent has to say. He will not follow through when he stuns Jake Paul and all kind of crazy stipulations. So this is not boxing, bro. Take it for what it is. You're not going to see him get his ass kicked in the ring. I think that's,
I think the more he's. I mean, this is a big test right now. So after this fight, everyone will be commenting.
Well, some people like it or not. For real.
Right? And that's
because I guess my issue with Jake Paul is like after the Katie Taylor fight with Amanda Serrano, right? I guess Connor told him something, and then he went back at Connor, and then he like for some weird, he's like, because I guess Connor asked him, "Who the fuck is this guy?" or some shit like that, and then he responds like this, and this is my issue with him. Oh, who am I? Who am I? I'm the one that got your countrywoman paid in Katie Taylor. If it wasn't for me, nobody would know who she is. Like, bro, who the fuck are you, bro? Katie Taylor was already making $1.5 million paydays before you fucking came around. You fucking buffoon. She was already a hero in her country before you came around, you fucking idiot. She had already fought in the garden before you came around. Well, what are you talking about?
These style don't like Jake Paul.
I don't like that dude. So what? Is there a crime in not liking a dude? Like, I'm just telling you right now. And he's the one that chose boxing, so I have every right to feel like, hey, I want to see him knock the fuck out. Yeah. He chose boxing. It's like if I see a battle, I hope he gets struck out. Yeah, like if he was in baseball, I'd be saying, I hope they strike his ass out. I hope he don't hit no fucking.
He gets hit by a ball. 105 miles per hour fastball. Right here in the funny bone.
I lost that baggage years ago, bro. I don't have any compassion for fighters like that. I don't want to see anybody get their ass kicked. I don't care who it is, man.
I want to see him get fucked up in that ring.
Yeah, maybe KO'd quickly and fade away into the sunset. But
I want it to be an example that you don't play the sport of boxing. That's what I want.
I mean,
example.
So define playing though, because playing is like when you don't train, you don't do anything. But at least
here's what I'm getting at. Like the dude, like kind of at least in the outside, I get that he trains and he's being trained by BJ Flores, a legitimate fighter, right? I get all that. I get that he's taking it serious, all that. I get all that. But he treats it like it's a joke. Like Canelo loses and he goes live and he's like, I'm going to beat Canelo next because I'm bigger than him. That's why he lost.
He's trolling. All you do is
I understand he's trolling.
That's how he made a living.
Well, I get it. I get that he's trolling. But that's what I mean by you don't troll in boxing.
You have respect. Well, you can troll, but you got to have respect.
You respect his gladiators. You put respect in Canelo's name.
I agree.
That's what you do. You're not fighting at that level, so shut the fuck up is what I say. That's what I say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
And if I want to see him get knocked the fuck out, I want to see him get knocked the fuck out. Too bad. And it's funny how his fans don't like it. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever to me.
Let me unfollow this style.
It is what it is. You know how many years I was saying I want to see Fury get knocked the fuck out? It never happened, but I wanted to see it.
I did that to Mayweather. Never happened.
That's why I picked Wilder twice. I wanted to see him get knocked the fuck out. You know, it didn't happen.
Subject.
Unfortunately for Jake Paul, he's not as good as Tyson Fury. Just saying. And one more topic, and we'll wrap this one up. Canelo Triple G press conferences. They've done several of them. Canelo's getting in his face, getting in his grill. You know what I mean? I don't even know if it kind of goes with Canelo, but he's taking this personal. He's saying it's personal. He's saying this dude Triple G is a fake. Okay, he acts one way in front of the media, but in reality, he's a fucking ass. He's a fucking asshole, right? What do you think, Manny? What do you think of this Canelo attitude? Is it pent-up aggression is coming off a loss? Is he taking out his frustration of the loss with Bivol? Is that what it's about? Is it more about, is it really about Triple G?
Cuando tú tienes los cojones, when you got the balls to do all the things you can do and you're so successful, and all of a sudden you take a big hit, right? The first thing Canelo said after the Bivol fight, I want to exercise my rematch. I am going to get a rematch. I don't know what happened behind doors. Maybe his advisors, maybe his team, whomever, had told him, listen, go the GGG route and then come back and get Bivol. And I just don't think he wanted that. I think he's fighting Triple G forced, and he's probably letting people know, listen, I beat the dude twice, according to him. I think Triple G got the first one. But I beat the dude twice. I showed him who I am. I have gotten better than him. He just got stuck, glued, crazy glue, actually concrete glue in 160-pound. Hadn't moved up, hadn't done anything. Doesn't fight, some of these others 160 that we all know. And now he's begging payday. You want another payday? And he's pissed off about it. And he's like, do I have to do it? It's like, I don't want to go to school, but you have to. And you see the little kid putting tantrums on, going to the bus stop and pissed off and doesn't talk to anyone in the morning. Now he's got a conferences. Now he's got to have to do media. He's going to have to talk some shit that he doesn't want to talk because he doesn't really care about that fight. And he's giving, I guess, a spotlight under Canelo's mind that doesn't deserve it, and that's Triple G. And so for that, I think that's the reaction. We've never seen Canelo like that. In any other fights at 168 that he fought a champion, he was never disrespectful. He was never mean. These two don't like each other. They don't. It is for sure. I mean, even Triple G have said it. Don't even mention my name. I don't want to touch his name. I don't want to touch his name. Right? They don't like each other. For that, I think he's just a big baby right now, putting a tantrum, says like, I got to do this shit. Who cares? I'm going to do it my way.
Bruce, does he really hate Golovkin, or is this more about the frustrations of the Bivol fight?
Well, Canelo's he's been all over the place after the Bivol fight. Like Manny said, first he wanted to get that rematch clause instated, and then he started saying that he got tired late in the fight. He started making excuses for the loss, and it's like, oh, bro, you're gonna get tired in a fight. What's up here? And then he said this week, he said, well, if there's a rematch, I'm going to fight him differently. He didn't say when I rematch him. And, an undefeated fighter not an undefeated fighter, I'm sorry, but a fighter who's moving up, who's working for legendary status, who gets defeated, even though it was, it was a quest at another weight division. But he still believes that he beat Bivol. He says if he didn't get tired, he would have won the fight. And I mean, he's just making a lot of excuses. And bro, this is boxing. This is the mano a mano sport. You're making excuses. Get your rematch clause going because everybody wants to see that rematch. Now, as far as the Triple G fight, apparently it's going to make money. Everybody I talk to says, geez, why do they have to fight again, man? Look at what Triple G looked like. He looked like he's 50 years old sitting at the press conference, man. But man, we saw him against Murata. Triple G is dangerous in a fight. We all say, man, the last thing you goes is your power. And Triple G, for 3 or 4 rounds, he's going to be deadly when they get inside. And Canelo, once again, bro, you have to be hungry. You have to have that
desire.
That tunnel vision. Nothing's going to get to you except that. You're going to get to that opponent. You're going to go right through him. And I don't think Canelo has that. I think he's got a lot of distractions. And I think he's digging on the distractions. He went out clubbing right after the loss to Bivol, bro. I mean, he's a superstar. He's a rock star. He wants private jets and he wants 5-star accommodation. So can Triple G beat him? Maybe. Am I going to pay for it? No. Am I excited about it? A little bit. Not as much as D-Style is about Jake Paul getting his ass kicked, but I'm gonna be tuning in for the fight, man. It's a semi event. I could tell the old lady to get some fillets out for this fight. I'm cool with it.
It's a trilogy, regardless, and
man. if he doesn't fight Bivol, who else is he going to fight? You think he's going to go after Charlo and Andre and all these? Nah. I mean, I take it for what it is. It's going to make money. Everybody's agreed upon it. It's pay per view. Freaking Eddie Hearn says it makes more money than Bud and Errol Spence.
Yeah.
You know. So hey, but Eddie knows, bro.
But
I don't either. But we're hardcore boxing fans. He's an international dealer. He knows he knows how much money the fight's going to make. And he said he said one thing that made sense to me. He said if Spence and Bud fight was as valuable as they're saying it is, why wouldn't they make it? Because this is a business. I mean, bottom line. That's why we're seeing this.
He has a point, though. I totally agree with him. He has a point. And you're absolutely right when you say maybe he knows, maybe not. He knows the insides and outsides of making money. And look at the success they had with the very first pay-per-view in the zone. They explore that, and now they're making the members after paying $100 a year. Yeah. Now you got to go out there and pay for a pay-per-view. But guess what? 74,000 people were here at the AT&T Stadium, and that was within almost COVID. All right. The Canelo has the followings. Canelo has the fans. He will bring the money. Triple G, on the other hand, he's got some fans. So I think, yes, it makes sense to the money because already, Canelo is a cash cow. He's a guy that brings the money, and Triple G had done whatever he needs to do to stay in the game to actually, solidify that. So it makes business for everyone. And you know what? We're going to buy liquor. We're going to buy meat. We're going to grill. And we're going to freaking buy the pay-per-view and watch that. Although you don't do it, Bruce, but I'll probably go to your house if I don't want to buy it.
Man, anybody that wants to know how, just go sub to my channel. I'll tell you how, bro. It's because the more we buy this shit, the more they're going to start giving it to us. And if we just said, nope, we know how to get it for free, you're going to have to do better than that. They're going to have to do better than that, bro. And that's
look at ESPN and Top Ranks, man. ESPN and Top Ranks. They're putting us amazing show, and it's all free.
And I stream. Well, I don't even have cable television. All I have is internet over here, man. And I stream ESPN. I stream ESPN Plus. If you can buy it, I can stream it.
Look, my issue with all this, with the fact that it's on pay-per-view, is this was the fight. This is why you signed Canelo to that big fight, that big multi-fight deal, and you signed Golovkin because you wanted Golovkin, Canelo on the zone, under subscription, under the selling point that pay-per-view is dead. And now when things come full circle, you're going to put it on pay-per-view. That is stupid in so many ways. As far as Gennady Golovkin, I see it, man. He's ready to pack it. This was ready to retire. I just see it in his face. I just see a dude that he's getting that last payday he wants, and he's going to walk out to the sunset. And I think he's getting ready. He's ready to get knocked the fuck out. I think Canelo's going to knock him out. I really do believe that.
I have.
He's going to knock him out, brother. He's going to hurt Gennady Golovkin bad.
Nobody has. That's all.
It's going to happen this time. Look, I'm just going to tell you right now, Gennady Golovkin. Yeah, he's 40 years old, a little past his prime, obviously, right? And I do believe that at 168 pounds. I just think it's going to be different. He's going to feel something he's never felt before in this fight. You can't say Canelo's been in there with guys that hit harder than Gennady Golovkin. You can't say the same the other way around. And who's been fighting like steel sharpens steel? Who's been fighting the better opposition? Canelo.
Yeah. I think the only two good fighters that he has fought was Derevchenko and Rios,
which many feel he lost.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got to remember too, they've also been 24 rounds with each other, so they're familiar dance partners.
They're very familiar with each other, and Canelo did better the second time. So where's this trajectory going? Where's the momentum going?
I think it's going to be an interesting fight because I think the how people have said that they're not at their prime for this, they're not at their peak for this fight. Well, see, that's what brings it down. That's what equalizes it, man. And
I have that feeling, man. I have that feeling.
Canelo is better than he was 4 years ago. Gennady isn't.
Heck yeah.
Let's see it, bro. Bring it on, man.
I'm just telling you. And by the way, riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's the Cuban that got a lot of credit for being a 42-year-old man? Ugas. If Ugas got a lot of praise for being a 42-year-old inactive Manny Pacquiao, I don't want to see those same people complain about Canelo beating a 40-year-old man.
Right.
Let's just put that ironclad perspective out there. That's all. I'm just putting it out there a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because people were getting ready to give Errol Spence all types of credit if he beat Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
They were lighting that up. So look, I'm not the biggest fan of this fight. But he just fought in May and is going to fight again in September. And he's active. So I can't complain that much. He's active.
And Murata was, wasn't an easy one, as we predicted, most of us. And he just really took him out. So
in hostile territory.
In hostile territory, he did it. He wanted to prove. I think he's got some, and I said it. There is some kind of juice left in his tank, and I think that he could surprise a lot of people. And I have to say, we're talking, you and I, Bruce, earlier about there's a lot of people who are dying to see Canelo fail again, and those haters will.
If Canelo loses this fight,
will tune
in. No, for sure,
they will tune in immediately. Because I'm
telling you right now, Manny, if Canelo loses this fight, he's done. There's no recovering from this.
No.
He would be done.
As based on the fans won't take it. And
I think he retires.
He's going to lose all the belts because he's the one defending.
Well, he would lose all his belts. He would lose his pride. He would have lost to his nemesis Golovkin after losing to Bivol. He would be done, in my opinion. I think
where does he go?
I don't think he's done completely. Fans are going to really. He's going to be bullied by the haters and the fans.
I don't think he's bullied at all.
Where could he go after an L? Where?
He ain't worried about the fans. He's worried about his ego. His ego's gonna be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he go, Bruce? Is that what he asked?
Yeah. Where? After 2 L's on his record, that's and all that money.
There's nowhere to go. That's it.
There's nowhere to go but the bank.
I think that's where we're gonna start seeing.
He's gonna have a great life.
No, because he's still gonna make money. I think now you're gonna see a Charlo. Now you're gonna see a Boo Boo Andrade. You know what I mean? If that happens, but if Canelo wins, you ain't gonna see that because he wants more things, and there's ego. I get it. There is a lot of ego in Canelo. That's why
if he wins this fight, he's going after Bivol. He's going to do the Bivol. But I know Sor already said they're going to do the rematch. That's the plan.
Well, he might want to try the undisputed at 175, but I mean, there's no. He doesn't belong up there, man. I mean, you need to stick with. You tried, it didn't work out. Let that ego out. Earn your stripes. You've earned it, but now you're starting to lose the fan base because of that ego and the way you're conducting yourself. Maybe it's changed his training camp. I don't know. I have no idea. I know Eddie Reynoso is going through a lot throughout this year, losing pretty much most of the guys, keeping only Canelo. Who knows? Right? Yeah. Will be a switch of trainer eventually in the future. Who knows?
And one more thing I'd like to add that I've noticed. With Triple G, he has a single vision. He's not looking ahead to the next fight. Where I see with Canelo, when Canelo fought Bivol, everybody's saying, "Oh, now he's going to fight the winner of Beterbiev, and it'll be Beterbiev." And how's he going to do it? Beterbiev? And he's thinking ahead too much. And Triple G doesn't do that. When he fought Murata, he wasn't thinking about his next fight. He was geared on that fight with Murata, going into hostile territory. And with that mindset,
I don't. He might have said that, Bruce. He might have said that. But this dude was living in Canelo's shadow for the last 4 years, bro.
What's that again, man?
That might be what he's kind of saying, Triple G. Oh, I'm only I'm only focused on Murata. Yeah, like he might have said that, but the reality is he's been obsessed with Canelo for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and so have a lot of people, and that's why Canelo is popular too, because for a fighter to achieve that superstar status, they have to have fans and they have to have haters, and both groups watch them when they fight, and that's how a fighter achieves beyond a regular. Yeah. That's when they become superstars, when everybody's watching them. Even the haters even want to tune in for them. So that's what Canelo is.
You know what? We're talking a lot of belts and stake too. A lot of people don't know this is middleweight and super middleweights, all the belts, undisputed, and then you have so it's a lot. And for Triple G, as ambitious as he is, and as much as he's been stalking everyone for the last few years to get this fight done, he's gonna be ready.
I hope so. I mean, look, of course he's going to be ready. And look, there's no doubt in my mind that in Triple G's mind, he's going to win this fight. I'm sure he has victory on his mind. But I just think Canelo's gotten better since then, and he's digressed a little bit since then. And that's a big deal. This is the sport of millimeters.
How's it going to go, deep style? How's this fight going to
Canelo's going to stop him in under 10. He's going to stop him. Like, I'm just go back and watch the Derevyanchenko fight. Derevyanchenko's a very poor man's version of Saul Canelo Alvarez. And people feel you want to fight.
You don't have to go that far. Look at the Murata. Murata connected him. I mean, he gets vulnerable.
The body, yeah.
He connected the body and made him bring that hand down. Don't you think Canelo's going to do that and more? Especially when Canelo takes that left uppercut. It could go to the body or it could go up in the face. And it happened to Billy Joe Sanders right here. And it just broke his orbital. So he thought that punch was going to the body. He went like this. And all of a sudden, he's like, oh, shit, here it comes. You know, and you just don't know the speed that he's got with the power. That's the concern, and that's something he didn't have on the 1 or 2nd fight.
Yeah.
Triple G did some bone breaking with Kell Brook too, so it's not like he has feather fists. So you know,
no. He's always been a power punch.
That's why it's going to be. It's getting more interesting as it gets closer and closer to the fight. So I'm a fan of boxing, and bro, you know I'm going to watch that. And
I'm considering to go, to be honest.
Well, hey, why not, right? Why the hell not? Hey, this has been a great show. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Manny En Vivo Marrero. Make sure you subscribe to Long Live Boxing. Make sure you subscribe to Bruce Goss. That's Bruce Goss.
I'll drop it in the chat once more, brother.
There you go. Drop the links. Anyway, Tim Gallego, shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you being a member. He says, I think I know right about Triple G being an asshole. I mean, who would have given their trainer a pay cut when they start becoming a star? Wow, that's unbelievable. You know what I mean? Punching Bag. How you doing, man? So shout out to you. And there's the link.
That's my brother, Punching Bag Skunk, man. He's a boxer from Rhode Island, former active light heavyweight. I'm not gonna mention his name unless he wants me to, bro. But if I do, you've heard of him, man. So shout out to Punching Bag Skunk, bro. Shout out to Rhode Island, man.
I got you. All right, man. A great show. This is D-Style Boxing. Everybody, keep it boxing. I'm out. Peace.
D-Styles, you in there or you gone?